Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Okay, today we're going to be learning about integers. Alright, before we go into integers and dive right into what integers actually mean, my name is Faith Osemegbe Uhulu, your online tutor. Okay, so what are integers? Integers are whole numbers such as what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till infinity. But we have what? Natural numbers. And what are those natural numbers? They are numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till infinity. And these natural numbers are also known as what? Positive integers. Okay? While the negative integers are those numbers that are below 0 or less than 0. And what are those numbers? We have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and thereabouts. Remember, back then in school, we were taught that we can take away smaller number from what? Bigger number. But in this case, when we have our negative integers, we're going to be taking away bigger numbers from smaller numbers. Gone are the days where we used to hear we cannot take bigger numbers from smaller numbers. That's impossible. But yes, there's a way out. And what is that way? Using integers to solve our problems. So we're going to learn more about adding and subtracting of integers. As we move forward, we're going to learn which of integers are what's greater and which one is less. I'm going to write a couple of integers on the board so you can differentiate which is bigger and which is smaller. Let's get right into it. Now, we have some examples on the board, and the question says, which of these integers are bigger? Number 1, we have -5 and 2. Remember, in the definition of integers, we say numbers that are greater than 0 are called what? Positive integers. In question 1 here, which of these numbers is bigger, right? Is it -5 or 2? Which is it going to be? -5 is a negative integer, right? And we said negative integers are numbers that are less than 0, while positive integers are numbers that are greater than 0. In other words, the bigger number here is 2. Okay? Because 2 is greater than 0 and also greater than -5 because it's less than 0. Now, number 2, we have integers like -25 and -9. Which of these two integers is bigger? I know some of our friends will choose -25. But guess what? You are wrong. -25 is not the bigger integer. Do you know why? Because on the number line, the closer the numbers are to 0 on the left-hand side, which is a negative integer, the bigger the number. Okay? So in other words, -9 here is closer to 0 on the number line, and that makes it greater than -25 because -25 is far away from 0 on the number line. So the bigger integer here is -9 and not -25. So please take notes, okay? Now, number 3, we have -150 and 149. Of course, the bigger integer here is 149. Why is that so? Because 149 is greater than 0 and -150 is less than 0. So the answer here is 149. Then we have question 4, -1 and 1. 1 is the next number after 0, while -1 comes next on the negative hand side of the number line before 0. So -1 is less than 0 and +1 is greater than 0. So 1 is the bigger number. And number 5, we have -10 and -4. Like I explained in question 2, the closer the number to 0 on the number line, the negative integers, the bigger the number. Not the bigger number that is far away from 0, that is the biggest number between the two numbers we have here. Okay, so the bigger number here is -4 because it's closer to 0 on the number line than -10. Alright, I hope this helps you understand how to differentiate your positive integers and from your negative integers, and also how to know or determine which of these negative integers is bigger. Alright friends, if you're just joining in, please stay to the end, watch and learn how to answer some specific questions using the number line. Okay, now let's read the questions on the board. The first one says, the question actually says, use number line to find the number that we finish on if you what? First of all, number one, start on 0 and move 4 spaces to the negative direction. Now, what is this question saying? We're going to start from point 0, and what next? We're going to move what? 4 spaces in the negative direction. And where is the negative direction on the number line? Is to our left. Okay, it's on the left hand side, and the positive direction is on the right hand side. So we're going to move 4 spaces in the negative direction starting from 0. Now let's move. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what's the answer here? -4. And that's the answer. The first question says start on 0 and move 4 spaces in negative direction, and we landed on -4. We stopped at -4, which is the correct answer. Number 2, start on -3 and move 3 spaces in the positive direction. What does that mean? We're going to start from -3 here, and then we'll move what? 3 spaces in the positive direction, which is to our right. So let's count with me please. Let's go from -3. We're going to count 3 spaces. 1, 2, and 3. We ended at 0. We stopped at what? 0. And so the answer is 0. Right? Question, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, question 3 says start on -2 and move 4 spaces in the positive direction. Where is -2? Okay, here it is. We'll start from -2 and then move 4 spaces to the positive direction. Now let's count together. From -2 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we stopped at 2, which is the final answer for that question. Question 4 says start on 6 and move 5 spaces in the negative direction. So we're going to start from where? 6. Okay, number 6 here, and then we'll move 5 spaces in the negative direction. So we're counting what? Backwards. But if in the positive direction, we'll count forward from any number given to us to move from. So we're going to start from 6 and move 5 spaces in negative direction. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? 5 spaces, yes. So this is our answer. 1. Okay? Now the last question is 5. And it says that we are to start on -5 and move 8 spaces in the positive direction. Alright? We'll start from -5 and move 8 spaces in the positive direction. Now let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We stopped at 3. Right? So the answer is 3. So this simply means we subtracted 4 from 0 to give us -4. And then in question 2, we added 3 to -3 to give us 0. Then question 3 says we added 4 to -2 to give us 2. It's simple as saying -2 plus 4. That's the answer. Then question 4, it says 6 minus 5, and that's 1. Question 5 says minus 5 plus 8, that gives us 3. Okay, in our next video we'll get to learn how to add and subtract integers using the number line. Okay, this is a typical example of how to do that, like an introductory part of it, so that you get to understand more about how to do this using the number line. Alright, thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers and my new subscribers. God bless you. And please do want to like, leave a comment in the comment section. Okay, and lastly, subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.